Welcome everyone to another Ford Goes Fishing. It is me, the Ford, and we are here in my garden for Dan's tackle review, and we're reviewing this, the KORDA COMPAC 40ltr rucksack. Right, so guys, this is pretty much just a first impressions video, right? Because I've only really been on half a session with this. I bought it at top of manor. But I'm going to kick straight in with the price. It's £90. And you may think, well, that's a hell of a lot of money, Ford. And you'd be right, it is. But, I mean, the quality is evident. You know, you've got waterproof zips, you've got really good padding on the, what do you call these? Straps. And you've got, it's a TARDIS, really. I mean, I've gone from a 80-litre KORDA COMPAC XL holder, and it's massive. It's massive. The problem with it is because it's massive, you fill it up and it gets really, really heavy. So it's great if you're taking it on a barrow or going to a venue where you can park behind your swim. Great for that. But the reality is that a lot of the places that I fish, there's a bit of a trek. My local estate lake, for example, has undulations all the way along the car park bank. And even with a barrow, it can be a bit of a struggle to the point where I invested in a power barrow. So there's things that I really, really like about this rucksack design, really. So firstly, the straps. The straps are beautiful. They're really padded. They're really rugged. There's a chest strap that comes across here like that. Gives you a bit of extra security when you're lugging. And even though this is quite a small rucksack, you can get a hell of a lot in it, and therefore it can get very heavy. If I was nitpicking, I'd like to have seen a waist strap, but you know, that really is a nitpick, because to be honest, the straps are padded enough and there's enough adjustment on them to be able to really spread the load across your whole body. Other things I really like are these straps here, believe it or not. And the reason for that is because I keep my alarms and my grog pods separate in a Fox Camelite bag, and that will just fit in there just nicely. Means I can carry them on top. Again, it's another thing off barrow, or if I'm walking somewhere, I've got it to hand. If I'm doing a short session, it's perfect for that. These handles are really rugged, really good handles, strong. You know, you can really, you can lift it and bounce it up and down. Yes, I really am that weak, but yes, it is very heavy. And don't worry, we're going to be doing a what's in my bag later. The good thing about these handles is, you can clip stuff to them. So I've got Polaroids, I've got my forceps ready there, I've got my finger saw ready there. And then you've got these pockets down the side, and these are really, really good. They're just the perfect size for just small little knickknacks. So I've got things like my hooks, I've got batteries, I've got various bits and bobs in there. The main compartment is extremely cavernous, too many zips. Yep, there we go, extremely cavernous. Loads of stuff in there, and I'll go through that in a minute. And this, for me, was the real main selling point, is this pocket here, which takes perfectly the KORDA tackle box. Now, I love this thing. I used to be a Fox box kind of guy, but this thing is just immense, and I've got everything I need in there. But this isn't a review of this box, but it's well documented, and it's a great box. Also managed to sneak in a rig safe in there, which makes it a bit tight to zip up, but again, keeps everything I need for rigs in one place, which I really, really like. The good thing about having a rucksack is that you don't overpack. You really have to start thinking about your essentials. So the problem I had with the holder was I'd have all manner of things in there, including my hook baits, of which it turns out I have an extensive amount of hook baits, probably the same as everyone else, really. So yeah, I really like this bag. It's made me rethink what I need to carry on the bank. Like I say, in terms of pros and cons, the build quality is absolutely immense. It is a TARDIS. You can get loads in it. The straps are great and robust. in terms of the cons, really there's only a couple for me. The price is probably prohibitive to some anglers and they'd have to go for cheaper options, and also the lack of a waist strap. But, you know, these are really minor things. The reason why I did this video is because you don't see a lot of people talking about the KORDA Compact luggage, and I don't believe that's because they're not selling it. If they weren't selling it, it wouldn't be on the shelves. So anyway, let's have a look. What's in my bag? In my bag. What's in my bag? Bag, bag, bag. What's in my bag? The good thing about this shot is you don't have to see my face, or I hope you can't see my face. Maybe you can see my face. I don't know, because the camera's over there. I'm shooting on my own. I have absolutely no idea. I've got no one behind the camera going, yeah, I can see your face. So who knows? But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully you can see my hands. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Right. Let's start with the front. So in the front, I have my tackle box. We talked about that earlier. I have my rig safe. Ugh, it's messy. Needs some rigs in it. And that's it for the front pocket, which is absolutely fine. That's literally all I need for getting a rig onto a rod and getting it going. So that's perfect. We're into this pocket here, and we've got batteries, obviously, for my alarms and for absolutely nothing else. Antibacterial hand gel. It's we're in a modern world. It's you know, post-COVID, so keeping your hands clean is important. Bivvy hook, Mozzie light. This thing, by the way, absolute. This is an absolute game changer in the summer for me. It means I don't come home looking like I've got a bad case of chicken pox every time I go fishing. Forceps, obviously, very important. In here, leads. Nothing exciting in the lead pouch. Got a variety of 4-ounce leads in brown, or indeed brown. A couple of inlines for bags. And the Aptus lead. I can't remember what they call them, ballista? They're the ballista lead, where they basically turned it upside down. Works really well, these actually. They really stick into the ground. So if you want a proper bolt effect, they're the ones to go for. With those, I think I've actually beat John on that season baits versus wild one video I did. I'll stick a link up in the doofer in the corner, you know, the doofer corner for doofering. Right, in here we have hook box. This is an absolute mess. I've got 2 hook boxes. I'm thinking I might have this for barbed and this for barbless. These are my barbless hooks, all shape precision, all looking lovely. Got my leader safe, Doctor, various bits for the hook Doctor, the old really expensive Vaseline that they tell you isn't Vaseline, but it's probably just Vaseline. Now we're on to the main event. Well, actually, no, we're not on the main event. There's a little pouch here, that's quite handy for odds and sods. So I've got a little Sharpie pen for sharpened hook points. I've got a screwdriver set for screwing things whenever you need to screw drive in. There's some Ziggling that's gone for a Burton. What else we got in here? Manual sharpening file for when I'm being a real tart. And a little electric arc light thing for, you know, if I ever get a failure on my stove. Now let's go for the main event. What did that come from? Main event, here we go. So we've got a nice little pouch in the top here. In this pouch I have quick change leads, another Sharpie, some dog approved armour cord leader. Spare barbless J Precision hooks. My notepad, which is the #1 most important thing you can have when fishing, in my opinion. A spare finger stool. And this stuff you can pick up on Amazon. It's called liquid skin. Now, I had a situation with John before I did YouTube where he hooked himself quite deep in the finger, and the amount of blood that was coming out afterwards was absolutely horrible. But this stuff, liquid skin, is great. It's basically the same stuff you get when you go to the hospital and they glue you shut when you get an injury. So always have a couple of them around just in case. You never know. Right, main pouch then. PVA mesh, because you never know when you're going to need PVA mesh. This is just a cheap one. I don't conform to the having to pay the carp tax. Now, you'll note that there's still room in the top here, and the reason being is because I normally carry a Ridge Monkey saucepan, and that's currently in the kitchen getting a spruce up. Zig disc with all my pre-made zigs. My France rig case, and the only reason I call it my France rig case is because this is where I store, my long ones, my footers. So they go in there. That needs no introduction. Ridge Monkey toaster. Kettle. Plate. Stove. Propane. Don't know why I looked at that for so long. Wet wipes. Camelite scales. And towel. A couple of things you might notice that I'm missing, as I mentioned before. I keep my bite alarms in a separate pouch with my rod pod, because I've got the Fox Compact rod pod, and everything goes in the Fox Camelite pod storage case, which will fit nicely on top of this rucksack. Other things I don't have in here: my head torch, my lights, my battery pack. They all go inside with me in a little KORDA pouch, and I do keep them separate. I have like a separate little bag that I put those in. My brew kit. So my brew kit will go in my cool bag with my food. So this is all just part and parcel of thinking about what do I actually need? What are the most essential things that I need in this bag? I don't like having a separate bag for cookware, because again, it's just adding weight. It's adding things to carry, things to unpack, things to put in your bivvy. If I can keep it all in here, then great. And please do drop some comments on what I've forgotten to pack in this bag, because I think I've got pretty much everything I need. Unless you're John Sturmey, in which case he takes the kitchen sink, but I'm sure he'll come and drop into my DMs/comments and tell me what I've missed. Now I've got to get it all away. And that concludes what's in my bag, what's in my bag, what's in my bag. Right, folks, well, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you stuck by to the end. Thank you to everyone that's subscribed. If you want to consider subscribing, please do now. Hit me up with a like and get in the comments. Let me know what you think of my bag, my tackle bag. And also what you're using and how you pack it, and let's just get a debate going. Could I have done things differently? Is this bag the right choice? I really like it. I think it's a phenomenal little bit of kit. Hence why I'm doing this kind of first impressions review. But I'm just waffling now, so I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.